Welcome back. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Today is going to be part 2 of our 5-part installment of the 1992 TG Masters of Racing set. I'm just going to pull one of the cello wrapped packs out of here. There's 5 of these packs in this, and we're going to go through this, each pack, and eventually I'll put the set together in the order that it's numbered by. So I'm going to go ahead and try to, may have to do this off camera here with my handy dandy box cutter. Was having a few issues yesterday with Steel City's website. I've been messaging them on Twitter trying to rectify the situation. I got an order I'd like to place, may have to just use my laptop, but they had some pretty good deals and I wanted to get in on some of it, and that way we all could have some nice cards to open here on the channel. So it looks like we got about maybe 50, 60 cards here to go through. We're going to start off with Jabe Thomas here. Jabe was known as kind of the Clown Prince, just like Joe Weatherly. Let's give you some career stats here from Jabe. He never won. Looks like his 4th place finish in 1971 was his best career finish. Jabe is the father of 1978 Cup Rookie of the Year Ronnie Thomas. What do we have here? It says dirt track. Not sure which dirt track it is, but we can find out. Doesn't really give us any information, but it's still a nice looking card. We have Billy, does it say Garden or Carden? Billy Carden. Don't know much about Billy, but I'm sure he ran some races in the early days. Birmingham Fairgrounds. Somebody had a bad day in Birmingham there. Not sure if it's going to tell us who. 1937 Ford. After flipping end over end, Billy Garden. Or Carden, I apologize. We have Ed Samples. Not sure if Ed is any relation to Jesse Samples Jr. that ran a few races in the Cup Series back in the mid-80s, 1986-87 era. Greensboro, 1947. Who do we have here? Jack Smith. Nice Pontiac there. Looks like that might be at Daytona. Really can't tell. But I don't recall seeing a color picture of that car. Nice looking piece. Looks like another, that's Red Fox with Jack Smith's car. Probably the crew chief, I imagine. Don't know a lot of the early crew chiefs. Jack Smith. Red Fox. Okay, Red Fox must have been the car that he named it. Here's Ralph Moody, one half of the Holman Moody team that was so dominant in the 60s. Hillsborough. I can't remember if Hillsborough was on Dale Jr.'s track series that he has, Lost Speedways. Can't remember if it was on there or not. Heard a little bit about Hillsborough. Goat Power. Let's find out what this is about. A young David Pearson. So there's a little bit of information about the front of that card. You guys can pause that. Tiny Lund. Tiny was tragically killed in 1975 at Talladega. And depending on the record books, he has between 2 and 5 Cup Series career wins. Tiny, of course, won some of those races in a Grand American car, so it's kind of the controversy that Bobby Allison is in, that they don't recognize those wins as Grand National wins, but as Grand American wins. Let's see here, LB Fish Story, 55 LB, so that's Tiny in his number 55 car back in the day. Who do we have here? Tiny wins the big one. That's when he was driving for the Wood Brothers in the Daytona 500. Was that 1963? He was subbing for Marvin Panch, who was injured. Yeah, 1963. Marvin Panch was injured in a sports car crash prior to the Daytona 500, and Marvin said, get Tiny to drive the car, and there's Marvin Panch, nicknamed Pancho or Poncho. The Heroes. That was Marvin's sports car crash. I believe he was driving a Maserati. Yeah, Ford-powered Maserati. So, he was pulled from the wreckage. North Wilkesboro in 1962. And this North Wilkesboro's been in the news a lot lately. Of course, lots of efforts to try to revive North Wilkesboro. Ford in 64. A Wood Brothers car there. course, that team is still in existence. Cotton Owens, legendary car builder. He was also a driver for a brief period of time, but more known for his panache as a car builder. There's the car he drove. And of course, he would become a owner and a builder. Many people would associate. Tommy Gale. Tommy was an independent driver for many, many years. Ended up ending his career driving for Elmo Langley in the mid-'80s. I believe he had 4 top 10 finishes in his career. Yeah, there it is. 4 top 10 finishes. He passed away, I believe, in 1999. He owned a trucking company. Let's see here. Who is that? Is that Tiny Lund? And I'm not sure who that's with him, but let's find out. Marty Robbins, that's who I thought it was. Of course, Marty passed away in late 1982 of a heart attack. Some action there on that card. Johnny Allen. I believe Johnny won 2 cup races. No, he won 1. I thought he won 2, but he did win 1 cup race. Looks like in 1962. I'd have to look that one up. Might be the Southern 500, but does it say? Winston-Salem. So now he just had some good runs in the Southern 500. There's his 1961 Chevy. We have here Victory Lane. Leroy Yarborough, it looks like. Junior Johnson. I'm not sure who the man on the right is, but the back of the card might tell us. Herb Nabb. Herb Nabb is a name many people might remember. Pit Road Buffet. Looks like they got some Pepsi Cola and some pork and beans there. So, Breakfast of Champions. Sky Blue. This might be a checklist. Oh, it's just the champions of racing from 1949 to 1991. Walter Ballard, longtime car owner. There's Walter's famous number 30. He drove number 30 for a great many years. Near the end of his career, had other drivers drive in his car, including, we talked about it the other day, from the Flea Market Finds video, Dale Earnhardt actually drove for Walter Ballard in 1977, was it? Or 76? 76. Darrell Derringer. Darrell passed away of cancer in 1989, had 7 career wins you see there. And there his car that he drove for Junior Johnson. Then we have, who is that? Ray Erickson. It's hard to see the names when they're right there on that gradient of white. Don't know much about Mr. Erickson, but he is obviously some type of pioneer of racing. I know I could flip these over and we could read about it. Dick Hutchinson. Dick has a brother named Ron Hutchinson. They switched identities early on in their life so that they could race. Because one was older than the other, and I can't remember which ones wanted to race, but the other one was old enough, and they switched identities early on. So I always thought that was interesting. Ramo Stott. Ramo just recently passed away. Ramo was the pole sitter for the Daytona 500 in 1976. So there you see his 1 pole, 1976 Daytona 500. He ran well in the USAC Stock Car Series in the Midwest. There's Ramo's pole-winning car, 1976. Of course, that was a pretty controversial qualifying session. Don White. Don't know much about Don White, but we can read a little bit about him right here. 0 wins. I think he ran a lot of the USAC stock car races back in the day. Keokuk, Iowa. Looks like some of the guys from Keokuk, which we knew Ramo Stott was. Who else was there? Dick Hutcherson, Ramo Stott, and Don White. So we've kind of covered those 3 guys. Glenn Wood, famous Wood brothers. Rex White, who is still living. I believe he's the oldest living NASCAR champion right now. Born in 1929, so he's eking up on triple digits. So let's hope he gets there. And I believe he was the shortest NASCAR Cup Series champion. I believe he was like 5'4", 5'6". Fairly diminutive, as they refer to him. Jimmy Lewallen. Another pioneer of NASCAR's early days. A little bit of information for you guys that like that kind of thing. Just like myself, always like reading up on the stats and the numbers. And there's his, what years that say, 54 Mercury. Darrell Derringer and Junior Johnson. And we have a picture here of Banks Simpson. A name I'm not familiar with, but we can learn a little bit about Banks here on the back of this card. Paul Lewis. Who else do we have here? Winston-Salem. Nice little bull ring there. Let's look at the back of the track. So it looks like a photo finish, perhaps. Once again, Junior Johnson being interviewed by, looks like a really young Ken Squire, perhaps. Maybe for the early days of a precursor of the Motor Racing Network. Darlington, 1965. If this is the Southern 500, that's the race that Gale ended up out of the ballpark. You guys will have to go back and watch that one. Junior Johnson's 1961 Pontiac. It's a pretty sharp-looking ride for the day. Junior looking like he can whip anybody that tells him otherwise. Joe Milliken. Joe was a protege of Richard Petty back in the 70s. And also ended up driving for L.G. DeWitt for Rookie of the Year in 1979. Started for L.G. DeWitt's team in 1980 and ended up... team shut down about halfway through, and his career just never took off after that. Best finish is second there, you see, in 1979. That was at Rockingham, which ironically was the track that L.G. DeWitt owned at the time. So I say cheat and eat. Not sure what they're talking about there, but I'm guessing it has something to do with the Holly Farm sponsorship there. So I'll let you guys read about that. Pretty interesting stuff. The Myers brothers, Billy and Bobby Myers. One of them is the father of Chocolate Myers. And, of course, there's the Meyer Brothers Award that's presented every year. Who we have here? Rhino Tolman. Not familiar with him at all. But we're going to learn a little bit about him. So it looks like he had 4 Cup starts back in 1951. Couple cards here to wrap up our day. World 600. Look how packed that infield is. I bet that's got to be in the early 60s. Because the first one was, what, in 61? The first World 600 was in 1961. So 1963. So that's pretty impressive. We have Cuckoo Marlin. And this would be in 1973 when he won the qualifying race. The only NASCAR win of Cuckoo's career. Cuckoo, of course, is the father of Sterling Marlin. I believe Cuckoo passed away in like 2007 or thereabouts. But there's his NASCAR Cup Series career statistics. He did win the qualifying race in Daytona in 1973, but they were no longer points-paying races. And there's his Cunningham Kelly-sponsored Chevrolet. Number 14, of course, if you remember, Sterling's last Cup car was also number 14, and that was in honor of his dad. So anyway, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hope you enjoyed part 2 of our 1992 TNG Masters of Racing set. We have 3 more installments coming up, and we'll get to those relatively soon, probably over the next few weeks. I do want to reiterate that I do have some cards coming in pretty soon from Steel City. I just got to get my order cleared up. Not sure what glitch I was having with PayPal or whatever, but we'll get that. We'll hopefully get that resolved here in the next day or two, and then I can have some more cards to open up for you guys. I do have plenty of driver review videos coming up. I gotta still have this list over here off to the side, and we're going to be going through that and getting some more driver review videos done for the folks that have requested them. And I'll be doing some videos of driver review videos of folks that haven't been requested yet, because I'm sure there's people out there that would like to see them. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to have videos from the Speedrome tonight. We'll just have to see how the weather holds up. It's saying about an 85% chance of rain, and probably anything over 60, I'm not going to be going to the track and risking it. But nonetheless, hopefully we'll be able to get some action from the Speedrome soon as they wind down their 2021 season. So anyway, thanks again for watching, everyone. We will see you again tomorrow, maybe tonight if the weather holds up, but definitely see you tomorrow with some more cards, and we'll have more things to talk about. So hope you, and Talladega's, that should be a crazy race too. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about Talladega. But anyway, thanks again for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.